Be the right response because of what Man City did yesterday? It was.
What pleased you the most about the performance from Arsenal today, then?
Well, like we say, it's you know, you're not looking for performances that's like blasting teams off the pitch like they did today, but you just want to see that everybody's still doing the same thing in respects of how they want to play out from the back. People make available for the passes, and then when they do getting the opportunities, they're really punishing teams. So the main thing for Arsenal, I believe, right now is to carry on doing what they're doing. Don't change anything. Everybody's coming in, they're fitting into what you're doing because it's working up to this point.
Fulham, obviously, without Polinia today, still suspended. No Willian either because of a minor back injury. So they weren't at their strongest, but were you disappointed with them today?
Yeah, they were really poor. They didn't really show up today. As soon as that first goal went in, you think, OK, what have you got? And they didn't offer anything, to be honest. I know Arsenal were brilliant and they were at it and they closed them down. Didn't let Fulham play at all. But I was expecting more from Fulham with what they're doing this season, the form that they're in, the confidence, particularly at home. No, as you said, no Willian, no Polinia. Having said all that, they were poor. They didn't even give themselves a chance to play themselves into the game.
OK, well, the first 3 matches of the day are done and dusted. This is how the results look. And, of course, it was that 3-0 victory for Arsenal.
There's a lot happening right now in the Premier League. For our featured game, Arsenal are cruising against Fulham. Discuss that in just a moment. And, of course, we'll have to talk about what else is happening in the Premier League. West Ham Villa, there's goals there. And in Manchester, at Old Trafford, there's been a red card. Another one for Casemiro. We'll dig deep in a little bit. Let me bring into the conversation Gareth Stevens and Martin Keown. First and foremost, let's discuss our game. And, Martin, it has been men versus boys in every aspect between Fulham and Arsenal, in terms of possession, in terms of shots, in terms of, most crucially, goals. 3-0 up at the break.
Well, very convincing from Arsenal. As good a 45 minutes as I've seen from them so far this season. In every compartment of the team, 2 central defenders looking fantastic in possession, developing play through the team. Zinchenko coming into midfield, Ødegaard getting the space he needs, Trossard dropping deep to receive. And some of the football, I think the second goal, there was 23 passes. So Arsenal are absolutely on fire. And it probably should have been 6 or 7. So it's just going to be a professional performance now for Arsenal to see this game through.
Let's take a look at the first goal. We didn't have to wait too long, Gary. Gabriel, thumping header from him. Ben White doing some crucial work to keep Bernd Leno out of the game here, effectively stopping him from coming out and trying to get a punch or catch on it.
Yeah, it's interesting, isn't it, how well Trossard has fitted into this Arsenal side, having joined them. You know, delivers a great corner there. And yeah, you're right. You know, Ben White certainly blocks Leno. I don't think he blocks him illegally. And then it's a case of who's going to be the bravest, the strongest, the most determined to get his head on the ball. And, you know, Arsenal, you know, Martin just mentioned the 2 central defenders, you know, in their own box, in possession. And there you go, scoring a goal as well.
The second goal, though, Martin, you just mentioned it. The sequence, the build-up of play, the amount of passes they had, the fact they were keeping possession for so long. Saliba's outball, absolutely exquisite. Trossard with his second assist. And then you've got to question, who was it, Robinson on Martinelli, completely unchallenging the Brazilian.
Yeah, I mean, right at the end of it, it's really poor defending from Robinson because he just makes it too easy. But the interchangement of movement here, how flowing it is quite brilliant from Arsenal. You know, pass after pass. They're trying to press right now, Fulham, which they haven't done a lot of in the game. Early on, particularly Arsenal had 61% possession. That dropped a little bit. And they just decided, OK, we're going to pass it. And the confidence is up now. Of course, they're in front of this stage. And there's always a pass on. No one taking more than 1 touch, 2 touch, popping the ball off. And really is a confident play. And they're really, at this point now, you thought, oh, OK, might be in a bit of trouble here. And as it comes back to Saliba, it's almost a missed touch when it comes back to him. And he gets it out of his feet and he switches the play to the other side. Here at this point here, you think, oh, is he in trouble? No. Look, that's the outball. And at this point now, Fulham are in trouble. And really good play. He just drives forward here, Xhaka. Little through ball. And this is just stood up at the back post when you see it stood up. And I mean, obviously, he cannot miss. I mean, Robinson I think he tries to make a back for him. And he just takes it in, as you see. Oh, Gary, I mean, have a look at the defending here from Robinson. We talk about how good he is going forward. He's got to do better here.
Yeah, it's poor. Obviously, he'd conceded the own goal, hadn't he, earlier, which didn't stand. But that's such a weak challenge, isn't it? I don't understand why he doesn't attack the ball in the air, try to get in front of Martinelli and compete to win the ball at the highest point. It's a absolutely no challenge from Robinson. He's poor defending.
And there was still time for one more goal right before the stroke of half-time. The captain, Martin Odegaard, he seemed to have acres of time, Martin, to find where he wanted to place it, what he wanted to do. And I know it's easier said than done to make a challenge at him because he's such an incredibly skillful player, but still.
Yeah, and at that point, Arsenal with that elusive third goal, I think Xhaka, Martinelli and Trossard had all had really good chances just ahead of that. But he showed that little bit of composure, I think, because of those misses. And he just takes a little bit longer in the box when it comes to him. Again, the movement forward. Odegaard, again, profits in that midfield because they get Zinchenko into midfield. Then he can just go forward. Look at him here, just so composed. Tends to shoot, cuts inside, and there's only one winner there. Do you know, he looks so composed, Gary, doesn't he, at that point?
Yeah, you know, every Arsenal player is very comfortable on the ball, and Odegaard is very much at the top end of it. You know, Trossard, again, that's his third assist in this game. But look, great first touch, composure. OK, maybe defenders are concerned about making challenges in the box these days because of penalties, etc. But it's exquisite play. Martin, you mentioned the movement, and Fulham, in all honesty, are chasing shadows out there for 45 minutes.
It will be an interesting team talk, Marco Silva, at half-time, to get into those players a little bit, I can tell you.
Trossard, 3 assists in this game. He's already got more assists in the 16 league games he played for Brighton earlier this season in just 45 minutes. And tell you what, there's another 45 minutes to come as well. We're going to go for a really quick commercial break. We're going to return there. We'll pick up on some of the action elsewhere in the Premier League with goals and a red card to discuss. And, of course, pick up where we left off at Craven Cottage.